Hello again, Becca. So I'm probably not fooling anybody, but technology is not my strong suit. Yet again, I forgot to clear off space on my phone, and so taking a 20-minute video just eats up everything that's left. But I'm like, it's now 2:30 a.m. my time. I'm not starting that video all over again, so this will be my second video that's divided into two parts. And someday I will remember to clear off space on my phone before I hit record the first time. Yeah, I was in the middle of talking about counseling, so anyway, counseling, that's been helpful for me. I loved what you said about your triggers and how it's a very conscious choice to overcome it. And you said, I don't want it to be hard anymore, and so you just face it. It's like something in your control. And it made me think there is a point when you feel, at least for me, and it really resonated with me what you said, where it's like the anxiety of not facing a trigger is greater than the anxiety of just conquering it. And it was really interesting to hear your thoughts there, and that way resonated with me for sure. Sometimes I've sort of had this thought in my brain that fake it till you make it, and ordinarily I would not think that would be good advice or like a good idea for a loss mom, but there are times in life, for example, friends of mine who have babies, where I think I don't want to lose a friendship over me feeling anxiety of them having a baby or being around babies like that. That's just not something I'm willing to do. I want to maintain friendships with these people. Like, I need these people and I love these people. And so it was, at first, this is mostly past me now, or I'm past this, but it was just like, I'm just going to fake it till I make it. I'm going to be okay around these babies. I'm going to act like I'm okay, and eventually I'm around these babies frequently enough where I'm like, I'm okay, and I can delight in them again, and see their joy and their sweetness and their cuddliness. And but getting to that point was a lot of like, I'm just going to pretend I'm okay, and it's emotionally draining for sure. Like when those babies say leave if they're visiting my house or if I'm visiting their house, like it's draining. But I don't know, that was effective for me, frankly. So I don't know, that was one of my phrases. But you talked too about reclaiming spaces, like the drive, the taxi drive, and also the hotel. And it, I love that story. And the champagne that you had hoped to drink right after Elijah's birth, but that wasn't the right time. But his first birthday was a good time. And we've been having a lot of conversations around here about how we want to remember Elijah on his first birthday. And we really kind of enjoy that conversation. That's a fun thing around here. My living children, I remember it was probably like our second or third day home from the hospital after losing Elijah, and my boys asked, will we celebrate Elijah's first birthday? And the question kind of took me off guard. I hadn't really thought about it, but I was like, sure, I think we can. How should we celebrate? And, we were brainstorming, and we eventually got around to the idea they really want to celebrate Elijah's first birthday with a Star Wars cake, because they are Star Wars nuts around here. So I suspect that Elijah's first birthday will involve a Star Wars cake, because my living boys would really like that. So that might be part of it. If it was all up to me, I might put like sunflowers on there or something that actually represents Elijah to me. But yeah, anyway, there's one thought of how we might remember Elijah. But you were talking about reclaiming spaces, and I thought there's a park near here called Wobbin Park, and my last happy day, I call it, was the Saturday before we found out that Elijah died on Sunday. We spent a couple hours at that park, and the boys were at a splash pad. I was like super pregnant and happy to just kind of sit and watch them splash in the water. And going back to that park for the first time was hard. That was one of the sort of things I had to conquer. And I have been back there since then, but I just wondered if that might be a just a nice place to go on his first birthday and sort of fully reclaim it as being part of his story, and not having it just be like sad memories, but it's a great place for us, and with the splash pad and playground, and I was like, I'd really like to reclaim that. So one idea is maybe like going for a picnic there that day, or eating our Star Wars cake at that park, or these are all just ideas rolling around in my brain. So I like that idea of reclaiming spaces. Maybe we'll reclaim that space for Elijah. Yeah, oh my goodness, your story about pumping Elijah's milk, and for 8 months, you know, and at times 3 hours, every 3 hours. Oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. That gave me goosebumps. That is just such a wonderful story of turning heartache and pain and awfulness into, you know, a very tangible gift that you have given to another baby that will make a difference in this baby's life, and the whole family's life. So that was amazing. It made me wonder if you had resources to support you in that. Did somebody, you know, you said, you know, you felt kind of internally motivated, but I wondered too, was there like a brochure that said, hey, here's like a milk donation bank, or, you know, let us help you if you have, you know, problems, or want, you know, troubleshooting with your pump or whatever. Because I remember my first time using a breast pump, and I was all kinds of overwhelmed with, you know, the pregnancy hormones, and I just looked at that thing the first time I used it with my oldest son and was like, it's too complicated for me right now. I can't handle that. And I couldn't even touch it until my oldest was like a month old, and then I was like, okay, I can probably conquer a breast pump. So I don't know, you pulling it out, you know, right away, and like having the wherewithal to use, I don't know, the persistency or the determination to figure that out. And then, I don't know, just leading to such a sweet gift. That's a common question that I get too, of, you know, oh, nursing, that must just be so awful. And I know for a lot of lost moms, it is. It's absolutely one of the worst things, and I don't doubt that. I had kind of a unique journey there in that my then 2-year-old was still nursing. He nursed throughout pregnancy, even though I had like almost no milk. He just kept charging right along, nursing as a 2-year-old. And being pregnant, I loved nursing him because I was exhausted. So that was a win-win, nursing him through pregnancy, as I've done for some of my older boys too. So when Elijah's milk came in, my then 2-year-old was like, his eyes just lit up. He, you know, just smiled the biggest smile, like, this is awesome. You know, I've been basically sucking on a dry boob for months, and now there's like really, really tons of milk. And so my 2-year-old was absolutely thrilled, and he didn't really have a clear, he certainly understood at some level, but he did not have a clear understanding that he had just lost his younger brother. So he was just delighted. He just thought this was awesome. For me, that was a huge blessing to have a nursling, and to be able to, you know, when that just, the arms ache and there's milk and I've got a baby to give it to. It's not how it was supposed to be, and it's still all upside down and backwards and wrong that I'm missing Elijah, but I could gather my 2-year-old in my arms and nurse him. So in some ways I was spared pain in that regard, but kind of a different journey. Oh, and we talk all the time with my, you know, then 2-year-old. He's turned 3 since then, but, you know, who gave you this milk? Elijah did. This is Elijah's gift to you and his big brother. And so he knows all of that. Like, this is a gift from Elijah, and so that's sweet. It's this easy, instant way to tell my now 3-year-old, you are a big brother. I don't, you know, just because Elijah's not here, that doesn't mean that you're not a big brother. So he knows super clearly he is a big brother. This gift is from Elijah. So there's that. I did end up pumping and donating, nothing to the extent that you did, but I also found it very healing I would sit at my pump and pump breast milk and read a book during that time. And it was just sometimes even just an excuse to shut out the world and just go be by myself and be sad that I don't have a young nursling to be giving my milk to the way I had expected and wanted. I did also, through my midwife, find a mother to donate that to. She's the mother of twins, and she had had supply issues. She's also a doula, and I like doulas, so that made me want to give her Elijah's milk. And one story that really stands out to me from pumping is I remember my first time going to label the bag, you know, with the date and how many ounces were in it, and it says name on the bag, and I'm like, what name do I write? Like, so the first bag I just left it blank, and then it slowly came to me like, no, I need to write Elijah's name on this bag. This is Elijah's milk, and if he's dead, I don't care if this recipient mom, that makes her feel uncomfortable. Like, this is Elijah's milk, and I like writing his name. Like, that is cathartic and healing for me. So it's like I wanted the whole world then to know, like, this is Elijah's milk, and this is his gift, his small gift to the world. And but it took me a few bags to get to that point where I was like, this is, you know, just writing his name with confidence and sadness, and also, but like that was the right thing to do, was write his name. Yeah, I thought I'd explain my necklace too. Oh, I wanted to know about your necklace, the milk bead necklace. Where do you order that? I don't know, vaguely heard about it on, I don't even know where I've heard about those necklaces, but it made me wonder where you get them. And I wondered, like, if it feels fragile to you at all, or if you worry about it breaking, or if it just feels very solid. And I wondered how heavy it is. Do you feel the weight of it on your neck? I don't know. It just made me wonder what that's like. Or do you get questions about it in public, or does it not really look like milk? It was kind of hard to tell. Anyway, I love that idea. That is so sweet. It's like keeping your Elijah close to you, and the way you wanted to nurse him, and remembering that. Anyway, so I also have an Elijah necklace, and this was given to me by a friend of mine, a different one that I referenced in the last video, but a friend of mine who had a stillborn baby about almost coming up on 3 years ago now. Her baby's name is Anna, although she would be almost 3 now. I'm pretty sure she passed away due to a cord accident, and it was full term. Anyway, this friend came to visit like maybe a week or 2, 3 weeks after losing Elijah, and so she offered as a gift to get me a necklace to remember Elijah. And at first I was like, no way, Jose, I am not a jewelry person. Like, this is about all I can handle right here. That's it. And so I just thought a necklace would be like so not me. Now the necklace actually, but I told her, like, go ahead. I like, maybe I like the idea. I'll try it. And the necklace arrived right before Elijah's memorial service in August, and so I put it on that morning of his memorial service, and I haven't taken it off since then. And now I love having it, this constant close reminder of Elijah. So anyway, the parts of it, there's an E for Elijah, and there's a red jewel. Red is the July birthstone. So there's that. And then actually a different friend of mine who does jewelry, she made this specific one for me that I added. And then the sunflower is from David, my husband, who gave this to me at Christmas. Sunflowers are a symbol of Elijah because they remind me of our summer baby, and he had a yellow hat in the hospital, and there was some yellow on his blanket, and sort of yellow has become kind of the color that represents Elijah to us. And we have some of his handprints in the hospital that were taken with yellow paint, and so yeah, that's my kind of Elijah memory necklace. And so I've definitely changed my opinion on wearing necklaces. I not only can handle this necklace and can tolerate it, but I love it now, and I will wear it as long as I can, yeah, for the foreseeable future. I thought your part on the placenta picture was really funny. It never occurred to me, like, oh yeah, why would I want a picture of his placenta? Like, obviously that's what failed. That's what killed my son. Why would I want that picture? But I just got so obsessed with like the placenta research part of it, and I thought, you know what, that does sound really good to just maybe have multiple copies of this picture and burn one of them, because that was the problem, was this placenta. So anyways, I could keep going, but it's now 10 till 3 a.m. It's definitely time for bed. I am tired, so it's time to go to bed. But thank you for listening, Becca. I look forward to hearing your next updates, and we will keep the conversation going. Good night.